New year, new you? Nah, let's just learn some new crochet skills. Hello, happy new year and welcome to Bla Bla Black Sheep, a weekly yarny podcast where I, Sarah Korth of SEK Handmade, talk all things yarny. This week, we're talking about some new crochet skills you might want to pick up in the new year. Today, I'm wearing my Astoria cowl. You guys, I love this cowl. I released it at the end of last year and have been wearing it ever since. It is super relaxing to make and super easy to wear. You just throw it on. It's got this great twist, really shows off the texture, and hand-dyed yarn amazingly well. For this sample, I used a gorgeous hand-dyed yarn by Mountain Colors. This is their 4/8 wool, and it's stunning and super cozy to wear. For my earrings, I'm wearing these gorgeous gals from Birdie Parker Designs. I love that she has handmade jewelry that features both knit-looking stitches and crochet-looking stitches. If you haven't already, you should definitely go check her out. All right, let's dive into today's topic. You guys, I do not believe in New Year's resolutions. I am not a start the year fresh kind of person. I'm like a dive in anytime I feel like something needs to change kind of person. So you will not see me peddling great New Year's resolutions that you must do. However, I think it's always a great time to learn something new, and I think a lot of us are motivated in the new year to dive right into new things. So today I'm going to share with you 5 skills that if you have not picked up already, you should give them a try in the new year. The first skill is working granny squares. Guys, this has been trendy for several years now. If you have not gotten on the granny square train, it is time. This is a great new skill for beginners because it uses really simple stitches and just arranges them in a different manner. And because of the popularity, there are so many wonderful granny square patterns out there. You can make blankets, pillows, ponchos, hats, cowls, bags, all the things with granny squares. Linked below, I have a blog post by Sarah Maker that I found that goes really in depth with all of the steps of making a granny square. So if you've struggled in the past, go ahead and check out that resource. She'll take you step by step. And then when you're ready to dive into a pattern, I have my Sia bag that I'm going to recommend. This bag has 3 varieties of granny squares, but you could make it with just one or a couple of them and it would still be stunning. Skill number 2 is a skill that I have been meaning to pick up, and maybe I'll get to it in the new year, and that is overlay mosaic crochet. Love that rhymes. This is another really popular technique that is a lot of fun because it gives a really great color work effect without any complicated stitches. You're working one row of color at a time, and it's the way that the stitches dip down into the colors below that gives you all of the fun color work look. While it is a bit of a mind bender to wrap your brain around exactly how it works, once you get it, I think it will be super easy. It's all just really basic stitches, and like I said, just one color at a time. I found a great resource and pattern by Sixel Designs. She really lays out step by step how to work overlay mosaic crochet, and then she has this gorgeous houndstooth scarf that I think perfect for everyone. Such a classic. She has lots of great other overlay mosaic designs, so be sure to check out her shop on her website when you're there and see if there's something else that you'd like to tackle. Lots and lots of fun patterns. Suggestion number 3 is something I have dabbled in a little bit and found to be lots of fun, and that is crochet cables. I think a lot of people think that cabling is something that can only be done in knitting, but it can absolutely be done in crochet with really great effect. This is another one of those techniques that uses super simple stitches and arranges them in a really unique way to get this really beautiful texture. I'm going to send you to the Unraveled Mitten, who has a really great blog post about working cables. She goes into great detail of how to accomplish them and then gives you a little practice project so that you can really get the hang of it. Once you've mastered the cables with that blog post, I'm going to send you to a pattern that not only will help you make a gorgeous cabled project, but also is going to get you ready for Christmas next year. My friend Michelle at Tales of Knots has this gorgeous stocking pattern called the cable twist stocking. It is a great way to practice those cables without making something that has to fit anyone in any specific way. And if one of your regrets from the holidays last year was that you didn't have handmade stockings, let me tell you, that's a project, and now's the time to start. Technique number 4 that I think you should learn is color work crochet. Now, we talked about mosaic crochet, which is a type of color work, but I'm going to give you a little nudge into something that I'm going to be getting big into this year, and that is working color work crochet with the center single crochet or waistcoat stitch. If you've ever heard me share my story about how I got started, I once thought that I would make matching patterns knitting and crochet. I've always had a love for where knitting and crochet kind of cross in aesthetic, and so I'm super excited to be diving into some color work crochet that's going to look an awful lot like knitting. This is a super simple technique where, again, you're only holding one color of yarn at a time, swapping between them within the rows to create this really gorgeous knit-like look colorwork pattern. Tomorrow I'm coming out with 4 brand new patterns that are going to help you dive right into working this gorgeous colorwork method, and I'm building an entire playlist on my YouTube channel with techniques and skills and tips that's going to make learning this new type of colorwork super simple. Check out the show notes for links to my patterns starting on January 2nd and a link to the playlist for resources of how to learn this great technique. Last but not least, technique number 5 are learning some crochet borders. Friends, this is a great way to add some easy interest to a project that's simple. So if you have a simple blanket that you've worked up, putting a nice border on it can really add some pizzazz. But borders don't have to be simple. They can be complex and gorgeous, and they don't just have to be used on blankets. I often enjoy adding even a simple border to the row ends of a scarf or a blanket or a shawl or anything that has row ends showing. It just finishes off that edge really nicely and makes everything look smooth and professional. There are so many great borders that you can learn, but I'm going to send you first over to my friend Christine at Sweet Potato 3. She has a great blog post that goes through a really gorgeous, simple border that would be great to add to any of your projects. I hope that I've hit on a few skills that you hope to pick up this year so that I could provide you with some easy resources to get you started. I would love to know what techniques and skills you'd love to learn this year. Go ahead and comment below to share with us what you're interested in learning. Or maybe even share a technique that you picked up last year that you recommend other people dive in and give a try. All right, just a couple quick announcements. As I said, I have 4 new patterns coming out tomorrow. So like, subscribe, turn on notifications. You'll get a notification about a special introduction video that comes out tomorrow for those patterns, and it will include a special discount code. You can also go ahead and sign up for my newsletter where I'll send a reminder about the new patterns and a discount code right to your inbox. Also, it is January 1st. Happy New Year. That means that Whip Wrap Up officially started today. Whip Wrap Up is a simple community of crafters who come together every January to finish up some lingering projects. Whips are just works in progress, and we're going to take them from in progress to finished object, or FO. The goal is just to finish up some of those projects that you've had hanging around, hanging over your head, maybe even start and finish a couple new ones, and just see how many projects we can get finished up in 1 month. You can send me a message on Instagram to either join a private Instagram chat or a Discord chat, or I'll drop a link to my Facebook group below. Those are the 3 places that we're going to be chatting and encouraging and growing a community to wrap up those whips this month. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you dive into learning some new things in this new year. I will see you back here next week for more yarny conversations. Have a great week and happy crafting.